Welcome to Mediocre Movie Reviews. Let's review Slackers. Slackers, directed by Dewey and written by David H. Steinberg, is a 2002 comedy that attempts to blend romance with humour, but ultimately falls short of its potential. The film stars Devon Sawa, Jason Schwartzman, and Jaime King, and is set in the fictional Holden University. The plot revolves around three college roommates, Dave, Sawa, Sam, Jason Segel, and Jeff, Michael C. Morona, who have spent their college years mastering the art of cheating. Their carefree existence is threatened when Ethan, Schwartzman, a socially awkward and obsessive student, catches them in the act and blackmails them into helping him win over his crush, Angela. The premise of Slackers holds promise for a light-hearted college comedy, but the execution leaves much to be desired. The film's humour is often crude and relies heavily on shock value rather than clever writing. Scenes involving gratuitous nudity and awkward sexual situations are more uncomfortable than funny, and the film's attempts at gross-out humour frequently miss the mark. For instance, a scene where Ethan gives a sponge bath to an elderly woman in a hospital is more disturbing than comedic. Jason Schwartzman's portrayal of Ethan is one of the film's few redeeming qualities. His character is a bizarre mix of nerdy charm and unsettling creepiness, and Schwartzman manages to bring a certain level of dark humour to the role. However, his performance is overshadowed by the film's lackluster script and direction. Devon Sawa's Dave, the supposed protagonist, is bland and uninteresting, making it difficult for the audience to root for him. The romantic subplot between Dave and Angela lacks chemistry and depth, rendering it unconvincing and uninspiring. The supporting cast, including Jason Segel and Michael C. Morona, provide some comic relief, but their characters are underdeveloped and often reduced to one-dimensional stereotypes. The film's attempts to inject humour through side characters, such as an oversexed roommate and a dysfunctional family, fall flat and fail to add any meaningful substance to the story. Slackers tries to emulate the success of other teen comedies like American Pie and There's Something About Mary, but it lacks the wit and charm that made those films memorable. The movie's reliance on crude humour and offensive jokes detracts from its potential to be a fun and entertaining college comedy. The film's pacing is uneven, with certain scenes dragging on unnecessarily while others feel rushed and incomplete. Despite its shortcomings, Slackers does have moments of originality, particularly in its use of fantasy sequences and Schwartzman's quirky musical performances. These elements provide brief glimpses of creativity, but they are not enough to salvage the film as a whole. The soundtrack, featuring clever cover versions and original songs, is a refreshing departure from the typical pop-heavy soundtracks of similar films. In summary, Slackers is a film that struggles to find its footing amidst a sea of missed opportunities and misguided humour. While it may appeal to fans of lowbrow comedy, it ultimately fails to deliver a satisfying or memorable experience. The film's lack of cohesive storytelling and reliance on shock value make it a forgettable entry in the college comedy genre. For those seeking a more engaging and intelligent take on college life, there are far better options available. So, that's my review of Slackers, and I'm giving it 2.5 stars out of a maximum of 5 stars. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time at Mediocre Movie Reviews.